Hey YouTube, this is Fragments of Memory, also known as the Armchair Philosopher. Um, I'm responding to a video. I don't even know the YouTuber's name, but she did a video called Technical Virgins. And I think you know what I'm talking about when I say technical virgins. These are the people that have not had sexual intercourse, i.e., penis meets vagina and you have intercourse. These are people that have engaged in those other activities and still consider themselves to be virgins. The sister used a really wonderful analogy of, if I ask you for a glass of water, I want a glass of water. And then what she did is she grabbed a glass of water and she said, I just want a glass of water, but what if I decide to pour bleach in that water? And she pours just a little bleach. And she says, I could still drink this water, but how many amounts of bleach will I put in that water until I can no longer drink it? And of course, the water being the virginity, the bleach being the other activities that somehow you can do but still be considered a virgin. And I'm of the belief that if you do all that other stuff, you cannot consider yourself a virgin. Um, she even went into how she's a Christian woman, so this was just an interesting perspective. She says how the Bible calls for for purity. I would ascertain, being of my faith, being a Muslim, um, I am in agreement with her because even the Quran says to avoid zina, and zina is an Arabic word meaning like unlawful sexual relations, unlawful sexual intercourse, relations, etc., etc. So that too is a form of, a form of zina, or it can lead to going all the way. And I would say avoid those activities if you are sincere about saving yourself, if you are sincere about avoiding the pitfalls that come with sexuality before marriage, or before marriage. I'd say avoid it at all costs. And yes, I know it's tempting out here, and yes, I know that there's so many delights that are before us, but just because something looks good and seems good doesn't necessarily mean it is. So I did like what she was saying, and I think a lot of people like to pull that number. And unfortunately, a lot of young people are engaging in those behaviors. They may not be having full on intercourse, but they are engaging in certain other behaviors that can still lead to the spread of a disease, or that can basically lead to some emotional attachment that may not be easily gotten rid of because they've engaged in a physical act with this person, and let's say that person leaves them, they're stuck with that emotion too, I believe. And at one point in my life, at 18 and 19, in my younger days, I I was one of those technical type of folks where I was saying, "Oh, I can do this and still be considered a virgin. I can do that with my girlfriend and still be considered a virgin. I can do this, and still be considered a virgin." No, that didn't seem right then, and I tried to justify it to myself. It doesn't seem right now. So I would just say, don't play that game. I truly believe abstinence is the best policy. If you're not going to abstain, protect yourself. And if you're not going to do that, and if you want to keep your purity, keep your purity. Keep it. Don't try to do all this little side stuff and think you're getting over it, because you're not. Because in the eyes of the Creator, how do you match up? How do you stand up? That's just a question to think about. That's just food for thought. Take care and peace.